Okay.
Hi class! Welcome to Thursday afternoon, Framing Your Thoughts. First thing I'll do today is I'll correct your framing your thought sentence. Today's sentence said, a snake slithers silently through the grass. I chose that sentence because today you heard about snakes on Mystery Doug. As always, my sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with an ending mark. Today, the topic of this sentence, the who, what, the person, place, or thing, the noun of the sentence is snake. If you haven't already done so, you should have underlined snake. What did the snake do? What word is the action word in this sentence? Is it A? No, that doesn't tell me anything that the snake did. Is it slithers? Yeah, that tells me what the snake did. Slithers is a word an author can use to tell how a snake moves. They move in a wiggly fashion like this. And the word for that is slithering. And in my sentence, a snake, that means just one. Slithers with an S. I'll do this under the word slithers. A snake slithers. How did the snake slither? Which word tells me how the snake slithered? Is it silently? Yes, it is, silently. I'll put a triangle around that and I'll write how. You put a triangle around yours and you write how too. A snake slithers. How? Silently. And finally, where did the snake slither silently? These words here, I see the words through the grass. Those words tell me where the snake slithered. So I'll put a big triangle like that over those words. And I'll write the word where. W-H-E-R-E, where. On this triangle to show that's where the snake slithered. My sentence started with a capital letter and it ended with an ending mark. And that is how you expand your sentences. When you are writing, please make sure and try and expand your sentences too. And remember, like we were learning in school, you can always add an and, a but, an or so to make your sentences even longer. Like this, a snake slithers silently through the grass so he can escape from the predator. That's all for framing your thoughts. Now let's get on to class pets. Let's see what Fuzzy's up to now. The next day dawned cloudy and gray as a wolf's wardrobe. Kind of like today, huh? Before the students arrived, Fuzzy ran a few laps around the cage and chased his ball. He wanted to be full of energy and ready for whatever the day would bring. I'm sure you're full of energy too. Tomorrow I think I'm going to include a link to a Go Noodle for PE so you can do PE at home. Mr. Brittle turned up first. No surprise there. He followed the same routine as the previous day, down to ordering Fuzzy not to stare at him. As before, he didn't break open his desk drawer, but he started in with the textbooks and his smartphone. In ones and twos, students trudged into class. I really like the way the author chose this word trudged into class. This is one of those shades of meaning verbs like we were talking about in class recently. And the author chose the word trudged to show that that's how the students walked. And trudged means that they walked slowly and they didn't really want to go. The way that you walk when you're going somewhere that you don't want to go. I like that he chose this word because it really makes me know how the students felt when they were going to class. Fuzzy watched as first this one and then that one found their notes. A warm feeling, sweet as sunshine, spread through his chest as their eyes brightened and smiles bloomed. Do you know why the children are smiling? Do you remember from yesterday? It was almost like the good old days of last week before the sub-troubles began. Bit by bit, with each note discovered, oh, that's why they're smiling, they discovered their notes. Fuzzy felt the room's spirits lift. Amazing what a little love can do. Kids were looking around, asking one another who had left the messages. Nobody knew. When he discovered his stash, Spiky Diego grinned from ear to ear. Fuzzy cherished a secret smile. Oh, I remember from yesterday, because I remember they left Diego 3 notes instead of 1. But he should have known it was too good to last. Just after the first bell rang, Mr. Brittle noticed the colorful scraps of paper in his students' hands, and their wide grins, and his eyes narrowed. "What's all this?" he asked Natalia. She held up her message. "Somebody left us, the sweetest notes." The sub leaned over his desk, his dark eyes scanning the words. It seems that someone with terrible handwriting is trying to spread good cheer." A strange expression, almost like hope, flashed across his face. "Let's see if they left something for me, too." For just a second, Fuzzy felt sorry that they were playing a mean trick on the man. But the feeling passed when he thought about how the sub was bullying the kids. Remember, they left something inside Mr. Brittle's desk. And it was something gross. What could it be? Easing back from his desk, Mr. Brittle slid out the drawer and reached inside. First puzzlement, then alarm, and then utter disgust crossed his face. "Who is responsible for this?" he thundered, wiping his hand on a blank sheet of paper. "Didn't you get a love note?" asked Maya. Face purpling with rage, the sub hustled over to the classroom sink, blasted the hot water, and began scrubbing his hand hard enough to peel the paint off of a small battleship. "What is it?" asked Connor. "You know perfectly well what it is," he snarled. "Do you know what it is?" "Feces. Fecal matter." "Huh?" said heavy-handed Jake, who was a bit behind on vocabulary words. "Poop!" roared Mr. Brittle. "There's poop in my desk." The kids giggled. Fuzzy figured they couldn't help themselves. "It's not funny," the substitute snapped. Actually, it was kind of funny, and Fuzzy couldn't help snickering too, even though he felt a little bad for the man. But things didn't stay amusing for very long. "Who did this?" Wiping his reddened hand with a paper towel, Mr. Brittle stalked down the aisles, glaring right and left. "Was it you?" Tomorrow we'll pick up where Fuzzy left off. Today's writing assignment is to tell me about what was your favorite thing that you did all day today and what do you plan to do tomorrow. Use first, then, next, last, and sequence language, and remember, try to expand your sentences. Also, start your sentences with a capital letter and end with a period. Don't forget a beginning and a middle and an end. All right. Tune in a little bit later. I'll do a shout out to all the students that I've received work from later on in the evening after your mommies and dads are had enough time to help you work on your worksheets and do your things. Till then, mwah, miss you.